Morning, everybody. Good morning. We're talking about all nutrient, certified organic based color line with vegan components in it. Should you carry it in your salon? We'll be talking about organic. It's the most abused word in the beauty industry. I think it's the most abused word in society right now, the word organic. It's out of control. So we got to break down what is organic. We got to talk about what is all nutrient. Is it worth it for you? The science behind it, the color line, the colors, the retail, all of that, right? John, good morning, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm back.
You're back, man. It's good.
I'm back.
I hope your hiatus was you got stuff done. So
I got stuff done. It was good. It was good. Yeah, we're back. All nutrient. Wow. There's a lot to unpack with all nutrient.
let's start with organic, man. Organic
Okay.
is just it's driving me nuts. All the amount of phone calls I get about asking me to explain what it is and why it matters.
I couldn't agree more with you as far as organic goes. I mean, there's 3 aisles in the grocery store of organic. And then when you read the ingredients, you're like, what? How is this organic? Because there's a minimum standard with organic, isn't there?
There's a minimum standard with organic. If you have 9 to 11 ingredients, you get to categorize your product as organic based. To put that in perspective, if you have 100 ingredients in your product and only 9 to 11 of them represent organic, 10% of your product is the bare minimum requirement to pass it as an organic, healthy product, when the other 90% of it is still chemical based. That's insane. Marketing is a son of a bitch. It's a lot of BS out there. You really got to ask questions, pay attention, do your homework, and figure out what's going on with it.
I agree. You gotta, I mean, once again, you gotta read the label too to see what's actually in there. And that, I think that's the most important part of organic. And especially if you are a organic stylist, if you want to put forth healthy products for your clients, as healthy as you could possibly be, I think you really need to know what's in it. The coolest part that I found with when you put all nutrient in my hands, 17 years ago, was that I went right to the website and they had all their SDS sheets right there, on the all nutrient website. And break down the SDS sheets for everybody, Eddie.
The MSDS is the manufacturer safety data sheets. You have to submit that paperwork to the FDA. They need to know what's in it, especially if you're going for certification, certified. If you're making any strong claims, you need to list all the ingredients that are in there. So then this way, if somebody is health conscious, ingredient conscious, or somebody has allergies, medical concerns, anything like that, they have a reference point to see what is in your product. Okay. So what it comes down to is you can pretty much make anything healthy. You just swap around and rearrange a couple of the ingredients. To be certified organic, you've got a clean list from the FDA. They know these ingredients are good ingredients. You hear about it all the time in the news. You just don't realize. It's like, oh, quinoa is a superfood and X ingredient is a superfood. But then there's this blacklist from the FDA as well. They know if you are overly exposed to these certain products, they're carcinogens. They're bad for you. So obviously you don't want to have that in there. Then there's this gray list in between. It's a watch list. And you hear about this all the time too. One week, if you have a glass of red wine, it's good for you every night. And then the next week, oh, don't have red wine. There's the acidic or the arsenic or whatever is in there. You'll die from it. And then the next week, oh no, we were just kidding. It's always in flux.
Right.
And then, tomatoes this week, next week, good, bad, good, bad. Chipolopes, they always have E. coli breakout. I don't know, every week. They got like the best marketing in the world. They're always in the news for the worst reasons possible. But it's like there's every ingredient has good and bad to it. You just have to pay attention to the ratios and how they're combined and put together. So that's certified organic. Then you've got the next level up from there, which is the vegan based. And the word vegan is another term that is just getting bastardized in marketing. It's out of control.
So I guess my first question, and I'm gonna, and not to just
Before you
throw it
ask
back,
your question, though,
huh?
before you ask your question, though, define vegan, not as politics, not as opinion,
Uh,
as an ingredient as it matters to us in products.
a vegan. How does it matter to us? Is my question, because that was my question.
Oh, is that what you were gonna? A vegan-based product means it's edible. You should be able, your body should be able to ingest it clean. Like,
Don't eat color. Don't eat hair color.
no,
Only Eddie does that.
color don't taste good. I ain't saying to go sit there and start eating color like it's freaking because you had a pudding. I'm telling you, it don't taste right. It don't taste good. Peroxide, it's still mixed with peroxide. You can brush your teeth with peroxide here and there, but that don't do you so good either. That don't taste good either, okay?
I have, just not to go sideways, but over the past 17 years, I have seen you taste color, taste lightener. So
and I'm still here to tell you it don't taste good.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
But
so
that's
I
the
get
difference. You should be. It's healthy enough. It's safe enough, clean enough, however you want to say the term, to be able to touch your skin and your body, and your body can cycle it off clean, nice and gentle.
right. Right. Now, since we're talking about let's start talking about the color line. Okay. First things first is it has got the lowest amount of ammonia on the market. True?
When we say the lowest amount, the industry has a standard nowadays. You know, before it didn't matter. 4% ammonia content, 6%, 9%, 12%. Like, it just didn't matter how much ammonia was in color. About, what has it been about now? 15 years ago, FDA and OSHA took over oversight on the industry.
Yeah. And turned everything upside down.
Well, they forced a system of standards and practices, you know, balanced it out. So everybody had to follow the same game.
Right.
So the ammonia content right now, the standard in the industry is 2 to 4%. So at
Correct.
the lower levels, it starts off at 2%. It scales up to the higher levels up to 4%.
Right.
So when you're saying all nutrient has the lowest amount of ammonia content, it's using half the amount compared to anybody else.
Right.
At its lower levels, it's less than 1%. It's trace amount. And at the highest level, it clocks in at 1.8, 1.9, something like that. Less than 2%.
Yeah, it's about 1.8. So with that being said, though, Ed, is ammonia natural?
Unless you never go to the bathroom.
Ammonia is found in nature. True. We create ammonia.
Every time you go to the bathroom.
This cup of coffee is going to be ammonia at some point.
If anybody ever owned a cat or been around a cat or heard about the smell of a cat peeing.
So,
in the hospital, didn't they used to clean infection with ammonia? Don't they still clean infection with ammonia in some situations?
I don't know. I don't think so. That would burn like hell.
Sanitize with ammonia back in the day. I remember that.
Oh yeah. I
the crap out of ammonia.
I remember my mom used to clean the windows with ammonia. The house would stink like ammonia for 2 days, but the crystal clear freaking glass. But my point being is that with ammonia, and there's a lot of people right now that are shaking their heads going, no, ammonia bad, MEA.
How did we get to this point? Like, how marketing, whoever the marketing company was that figured that out, made a mint off of that. They should be beaten with a stick, but it's insane that ammonia free, how it took off. Just like sulfate's got attacked.
So sulfate's bad.
It's crazy to me, man.
Dude, the market, but and not to, and we're going a little sideways like we always do, and that's okay. But ammonia, you need in hair color. You need ammonia to it slowly swells the cuticle, correct?
Let's rephrase that. How can we rephrase that? Well, you need an ingredient to swell and open the cuticle.
Right.
Ammonia is the most natural way to do it. And
Right.
if it's used correctly, is the most gentle way to do it as well, too.
Correct.
The problem with ammonia is people try to stylists are creative animals, man, and they try to cut corners all the time, myself included. Okay. I'm always reaching for my bottle of 40 volume. It's 12% peroxide. It's going to activate ammonia, and it's going to activate it. And if you don't stay on top of it, you ain't paying attention. Yeah, it's going to react. And I think that's where the scare comes from when it comes to it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. See, but I go back, because being considerably older than you are, I go back to us using the old Rue speed bleach with 40 volume in a cap frost and creating that white hair. But if you weren't sitting right there with it, you can go from white hair to cotton candy in about 2 seconds. Well, not really 2 seconds, but you know what I'm being facetious, but you can go pretty quickly, you know. But once again, ammonia it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like anything else. If you use it correctly, it is your friend. If you don't use it correctly, it becomes your enemy, and you blow that cuticle off the hair, and good luck having a toner stick or anything like that, right? So anyway, but
Yeah.
let's go back. Let's get back to all nutrient before we turn this into another color class like we always do. So lowest amount of ammonia. There's no petrochemicals in the color, correct?
I think that's where a lot of the sensitivity and the reactions are coming from nowadays. You know, petrochemicals, anything like petroleum-based, jelly-based, synthetic, that the cream base of color, if it's a lab-made, chemically made thing, obviously it works, and they can control what's in it, and they can put things into it. They can add extra conditioning. They can add extra ingredients. They can add extra chemicals. They can add extra anything in there. Okay. The problem is, if you have sensitivity issues, it's going to react very strong. It's basically going to create a flash burn or a micro explosion onto your scalp,
Right.
while it's trying to swell open your cuticle.
Right.
Okay? For the color to get in there. Having a vegetable base, having a more gentle base, by default, it's in its name. It's calm, it's gentle, it's going to be soothing. Then you're not going to have as many chemical ingredients in there all trying to fight to react. Now we're just building a story here. So you've got the lower ammonia content, which means you don't need the high chemical content in the cream base of the color. So now that's more gentle, that's more lower. Your reactions and sensitivities are non-existent. And if they are, then it's very, very minute reactions. You know, let's be realistic about this. There's no such thing as a magic color that anybody can react to anything.
Right.
But the chances exponentially drop, and that's what we're talking about here.
Right. I can honestly say, out of over the past how many years I've been using solely all nutrient, I've had 3 people react.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because their allergies are extremely severe. Now, we have to do the public service announcement too. If you are starting a new color line and you have a client that you know is sensitive, you have to do a patch test. You have to. Why are you going to set yourself up for failure and have Susie Smith call you the next day? I was in the ER. I had to get epinephrine because I had an allergic reaction to the single process you gave me. You know what I mean? You gotta. The rules are there for a reason, and you got to do a patch test, especially. One of the first questions I ask a new client: have you ever had a reaction to hair color?
Yeah.
Well, my old hair color used to burn a little bit. Okay, you know what? Let's do a patch test on you and let's get you, if you don't react, let's schedule you 2-3 days ahead out, because I don't want to put him in the hospital. I know you don't. And you got to be smart about it. Now, with all nutrient, that window is very small of someone who's going to react to it. And especially at the darker colors, and especially because we went through this. I don't remember how many years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, with the PPD.
Okay, yeah.
Phenylethylamine?
Paraphenyldiamine.
That's it, paraphenyldiamine. Okay, PPD became the buzzword for every allergist from here to Timbuktu. And I had clients coming in with this paper, this article about PPD. Is your color PPD free? Well, what level are we talking about first off? Because PPD exists in darker in comparison to lighter. Well, All Nutrient then came out with the NEs, which are PPD free, correct?
That is correct. Levels 6 through 10 doesn't have PPD in it. It's only levels 1 through 5.
Right.
The whole thing with PPD, it's a catalyst to give depth and richness to darker colors, especially in the browns. Right. And if you look at it statistically speaking, 60% of the population is a brunette. If you narrow that down, specifically in the Chicagoland area where we are, 60 to 75% of the population is a combination of level 5, 6, or 7, which is a brunette. Okay. The levels 1 through 5, that depth, that richness, that shine is got to come from somewhere. That's what PPD is for. Now, because it gives depth, richness, and shine to color, and I'm not naming any other brands right now. I'm just saying there are color brands out there that use either hybrid dyes, oxidative, and direct dyes.
Mm-hmm.
Then they definitely have PPD in there, because direct dyes is chock load of PPD. That's how it gives the vibrancy and the intensity so much.
Right.
Okay, then let's say there's some of the brands that don't have direct dyes. They're just oxidative dyes. Well, okay, fine. But are they using a primary base, or are they using a secondary base? Some professional brands nowadays have moved on to a tertiary base. Forget about secondary. Well, then they definitely have freaking PPD in there, because then how else are you going to get richness if you're using a tertiary base color? That's insane. Okay? Right. You've gone so far out. With that said, when All Nutrient came out with PPD free for levels 1 through 5, do you remember the amount of phone calls? Oh, where's 6 through 10? When is that coming out? It's like, you don't need it. You don't need it. It don't got it. The amount of requests and asks for where is level 6 through 10 was, and they're just like, you know what? Here you go. Have fun. Have at it. From a creative standpoint, the only good thing that came out of that was a lot of people, a lot of stylists like using the N series for their formulas. And when the NE series came out, because it's PPD free, you no longer have a primary base. So it's an ashier N. It's a blue based N instead of a red, yellow, blue primary base. A lot of stylists like that, especially ones that were converting over from other color lines to start using All Nutrient. So I was telling them, start off with the tobacco, with the mocha series, with the chocolate series, start off with any other series. Every series can cover gray. And like, I need the N, I need the N. Like, you hung up on the N's. Okay, well, it's a primary base. So if you're a warm person, you're going to pull warm. If you're a cold-hearted person, you're going to pull neutral or ash. They're like, I need to control the red. I don't see any red, but I want to use N's. Well, then use the NEs if you don't want to mix it with an ashy color. I don't know what else to tell you, Right. So that was the nice thing about it. And that's basically covers all the NEs. The other thing, what's really nice about it, especially for people converting over, is that All Nutrient standalone by itself, because of the lower ammonia content and the vegetable base that we've been talking about, The developer actually dictates if it's demi-permanent or permanent. So you mix it with standard 10, 20, 30, 40 volume, you got permanent color. You mix it with color processing lotion, which we refer to as CPL, that developer, instead of activating the ammonia, neutralizes it. Then it turns it into demi-permanent. So the same tube of color can do both work. And then they came out with Paratint, which is the liquid version of the color line, that's straight demi. But it's the same swatches. It's the same color.
It all interlocks. It all interlocks.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, since you brought it up, I wanted to bring up also, because you don't need, there's a reason why all nutrient doesn't need that massive bump of ammonia, is because of the micropigmentation system. I mean, the pigment, when I actually, Chuck took me into the lab, Chuck, who created all nutrient, he's a mad, evil genius. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. But he took me into the lab and showed it to me. Showed me another color line. We won't mention any names, and then showed me the pigment size, and it blew my mind really about about all the pigment that you're actually putting into the hair with all nutrient. And that's why with the micropigmentation system that you can cover gray with almost any color, unless it's they're high lift. But actually, Tony and I went back and forth about it. He said that he could cover with high lift. And
density and porosity being on your side, I've gotten coverage with the SLC.
Well, I told him. I said I want to see it, but that was a discussion that we had a little while ago.
Again, that's more advanced color theory, but technically speaking, texture, density, and porosity, man, you always got to evaluate. But the fact that every shade of color has a gray coverage pigment built into it.
Mm-hmm.
That is what really is something that's very unique about the color line.
Well, and the cool part about the color line, getting a little more advanced though, is that each and every tube color, the tobacco series or the sun series, whatever, they don't start with a brown base like a lot of other color lines.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, you're actually getting true to tone color. And the fadage, the fadage with all nutrient in comparison to some of the other color lines that I've used over the years is minimal in comparison. When you get the people back for even just for a color refresh, it is, unless they've been out, in the sun, baking in the sun and letting the sun lighten their hair, it's not that far off. So really your color refresh time, it's not, oh, well, we're going to let your roots go for 15 and then we're going to pull it through and stuff like that. And because they have Paratint, which is their demi glaze, for lack of a better term, you can refresh very rapidly because that micropigmentation system penetrates and really, and they interlock inside the hair shaft. It's amazing. All nutrient makes so much sense for everyone from a big salon to an independent.
That, since you're saying it in that direction, as a big salon and as an independent, I'll speak to both of them directly. Inventory management is a thing. A tube of all nutrient is 3.5 ounces. Okay, that's 100 grams. It's a lot of color packed in there. The fact that you can convert the color from a permanent into a demi with the CPL developer and the cream, then you don't technically need the Paratint, the liquid demi. You could do everything with that. The trade-off, though, is it's all cream, right? Cream-based color gives you more depth and richness.
Right.
Liquid-based color is going to give you more vibrancy and intensity. Can cream-based color also give you vibrancy and intensity? Yes, it can. But it's going to focus more on opaqueness, on richness and depth. Can liquid color give you richness and depth? Yes, it can, but it's going to focus more on translucency for vibrancy and shine. Okay. With that said, if you're a studio, then you don't have a lot of space. So a 3.5 ounce tube is almost the size of 2 average tubes. The average tube of color is 2 ounces. So
some color lines, it's 1.5 ounces.
No way.
Yeah.
Have they started shrinking down?
Some color lines, it's 1.5 ounces. We don't want to mention any names.
Ouch.
Or it's 1.6 ounces.
No, that's not right. Well, okay, I don't care about that. That I'm not even.
Yeah.
The average professional color line that's worth a damn is 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
I'll say it that way, with respect to other brands, without calling anybody out. So okay, fine. 3.5 ounce, you got double the size, almost double the size. So that saves you space in the studio space. Now, if you're a large salon and you have a dozen operators or however many stylists you got working, I mean, you're going through color like crazy anyways, so that makes sense for a larger shop as well too, so far as inventory management goes. As far as developers go, then it's saving you space as well, because you don't need a whole nother thing of developers. You just have CPL, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay.
Right.
All Nutrient does make a 25, but for real, just mix 20 and 30 together. I promise you won't get 50 volume. You'll get 25 volume. Okay.
Wait, 20 and 30 isn't 50?
We're doing chemistry. We're not doing mathematics. If I get one more freaking call oh my God.
So wait, 40 and 20 doesn't give me 60 volume?
I wish it did. Let me tell you, I'd be having a lot of fun. I'd be doing some creative stuff with it. With that said, the liquid, the carrot tint, okay, if you do decide to get it, it comes in the even levels. Like some of the series have all the odd levels included in them as well too. But as an example, like the CS series, you got level 2, level 4, level 6, level 8. Okay. So you just mix the even levels together, you get odd levels. And then this way you're saving on inventory again. You're not having to get so many different things included in there. So I don't know if you can hear me, buddy. You froze out or something. I don't know what happened. So that's the carrot tint. I'm just going to leave you frozen on there. That's hilarious. All right. Moving on to price. The price cost for all Nutrient is going to be 40% less comparing to other brands right now. A lot of people have been sharing with me the cost of some of the products. I don't even understand how some of you are paying the amount of money you're paying for a 2 ounce tube of color. That is insane to me. And I was talking to a stylist last Monday. She said that the brand that she uses in particular, they have now in the past 5 years have just had a standard increase every 6 months.
Yeah.
Like that's it for the foreseeable future right now. They're just going to have a standard increase. And that increase has not been like 5, 10, 25 cents. She's saying it's been like 50, 75 cents to $1.25. So that adds up fast, man.
Dude, it's and keeping your overhead down, it just makes so much sense. As far as keeping your overhead down. And then the lighteners.
Is white powder stronger than blue powder? That's another question I get all the time. I want the stronger lift one.
I kind of set you up for that, because that's been the ongoing joke forever with the two of us. White powder versus blue powder.
What are these brands doing to their product? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. The white one, I'm going to say this rhetorically. Are you the type of the stylist that wants to lift your client to whatever level you want them to be, because you're planning on coloring them something else afterwards, then the white one is for you. If you're the type of the colorist that you like to see the contributing pigment coming up because you like to tone everybody yourself afterwards, then the white powder is for you. If you're the type of the colorist, stylist that needs a little help or just doesn't want to deal with brassiness as much, use the blue one. If you're doing a blonde and she doesn't want to be warm, she wants to be platinum, she wants to be whatever, ashy, use the blue. If you're trying to do tone on tone highlighting on a brunette, so you're doing a level 5, level 6 brunette, and you just want some level 7, level 8 highlights, but God forbid she wants to see any red, even though that's where it freaking exists, use the blue. It'll help control it, and then emulsify it at the shampoo bowl with the base color, and, tell her it's just the sun. It's just the sun. Don't look at it in the sunlight. You won't see any red. It looks all really good in the dark. All color looks amazing, fantastical in the dark.
Well, or in bar lighting.
Rose-colored glasses.
But and the cool thing that I like about All Nutrient is, especially when you're talking about the lighteners, is when they switch to everything coming in the bags instead of a container that it's in a bag, and it just works as far as saving space so much easier. I can keep 2 extra bags on hand. I don't have to worry about the container falling, exploding, whatever. And then
that shift was because they were going towards biodegradable bags, packaging.
Right.
Excuse me, packaging, recyclable and biodegradable.
Right. I remember Chuck telling us about that. And then the cool part is with the lighteners, and especially since we're talking about the blue lightener, and people that want to eliminate warm tones, then there comes All Nutrient came out a few years back with their blue developers, where there's added blue pigment to their developers. So now, if you really, and especially with the gray look coming back in, it's becoming big again. Especially now, if you want to really as clear as you could possibly get blonde, then you use the blue developer with the blue lightener, and with the proper processing time, you can help. That'll help create that look for you.
I don't know why anybody wants to be gray, but yes, I know it's trending right now, and it's a thing. I get it. It's lower maintenance. Blah 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 blah. I don't know, man. We have the technology. Nobody has to be gray.
You can be whatever you want, but hey, look, covering gray.
Yeah, the blue developer will definitely help.
Look, I bought a house on covering gray. Okay,
I don't know.
It's
that's an opinion for a different day. That doesn't matter to the topic.
Exactly. But
that's hand, right?
The things that are available to you through All Nutrient to help you become, first off, profitable, because we're not doing, I know you do this just to help your fellow man. You're not interested in paying bills. But the tools that you're given to you by All Nutrient to help make you profitable, I think far outweigh a lot of the companies out there. I mean, you could take into account the pure oil that you can add to everything that helps the condition of your client's hair. The LC, the lightener control, which keeps your bleach optimal for a whole lot longer. When Eddie and I teach our color class, we always mix up a bowl of lightener with their lightener control in it, and we check on it over the next 3 hours. And all you do is just whip it up a little bit, and it goes right back into a perfect consistency. I mean, added life from your lightener. The one thing I will say that really helps me with All Nutrient, besides the fact that my cost per application is low, is the fact that I don't need a massive amount to create what I want to create. It's a very spreadable, concentrated color.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. And the fact that, once again, being an independent, keeping my costs low is first thing on my mind. And the next thing is then I'm not sacrificing performance for my client. I'm actually giving them, you know, a fantastic color for less than the cost of a lot of other color lines. Go ahead.
So then look at it from a business perspective now. Should you carry it in your salon? There is the salon side of things, and then there's the client side of things. From the salon side of things, All Nutrient being a certified organic based color line, you can actually look into your local, what is that called? Not the Better Business Bureau, the Chamber of Commerce. You can look into your local Chamber of Commerce's and you can fill out an application. A lot of towns have this now. I don't know if every town has it, but it's pretty standard nowadays. You can actually get listed with the Chamber of Commerce as a certified salon or as an organic salon or as a clean salon. Okay. And having that listed as a business, the population in your town is looking for that. You have clientele specifically and actively seeking that out. It costs you a little bit of time and a little bit of communication with your local city chamber, but that's free advertising moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. That's a really, really big one. Okay. If you are eco-conscious, or if you have clients who bring up to you the fact that they are eco-conscious and they're looking to see if your business supports that kind of stuff, All Nutrient fits right into that as well too. Once again, I want to say it's marketing. Like, yes. Okay, look, I'm speaking logically right now. Okay. This isn't about politics. This isn't about opinion. This isn't about that. It's just, we're looking at the reality of a business point of view. Somebody who wants conscious ingredients, eco-friendly stuff, somebody that wants to save the environment, their dollar spends just as much as the next guy who's going to getting fast food and doesn't care and is loitering, littering, or whatever the words is, Everybody's dollar spends the same. We all coexist. The only difference is our matter of opinions on how we're going to get there. So at the end of the day, everybody needs their hair done. We're here to service everybody. So it's a good fit all the way around. Creatively speaking, you could do fun stuff with it. If somebody's sensitive, if given the choice, when it's not jammed down your throat, if you're given the choice, I have a healthier option for you to be able to get the same result, if not better in this case. At a minimum, people are going to be reasonably open and curious to give it a go and see what's going on with it. That's really what we're talking about. And then before we go into the client side of it, do you want to add anything to that from the business side?
From the business side, like I said, from a business side, it's funny when I do consultations with new clients and I give them the brief overview of the hair color line I use. And they're like, really? Something? And it's so funny how many of them go, I've been wanting something like this for a long time. That's when I had the aha moment with All Nutrient. And that was a long time ago because, just to tell the story, All Nutrient was handed to me a long time ago, and I threw it up on a shelf. And I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then some crazy guy with a goatee came in, and I threw him out of my salon, and he came back the next day to fight me. And that's when I went, wait a minute, let me check this out. And I grabbed my assistant, and we colored her hair with it, and it just made sense to me. And then when I looked at the bottom line of All Nutrient, and ideally now I've got it down to a system where I order every 2 weeks, because I don't have to carry 57 shades of different. I can plug all nutrient in and know that my bottom line is going to be pretty healthy at the end of the month in comparison to some of the other color. I do have another color line that I use only because I've been using it for so long, and I have these clients and I've tried to switch them over, and they're like, and it's so funny when you switch it up on a client and they're like, this smells different, this feels different, this, and so, and the, I mean, basically 2 tubes of this other color line equals 1 tube of all nutrient. So I'm cutting my costs in half, and that's as a business owner. Okay. And as far as the well, we'll get to the client side, but I was gonna ease into that. So yeah, it makes nothing. All nutrient makes nothing but sense for you. Now, I will tell you as an operator and is that all nutrient hair color is a different animal than anything you've ever dealt with.
Hmm.
You don't need N for everything.
That's true.
You don't need double N, which is your favorite. I know you love double N's. Okay. You don't, there isn't a lot of marketing hoo-ha with it, which I like. And I'm able to run and be creative with it. I mean, they have fantasy colors, 100% oxidative. I've kept my costs low with all nutrient. Bottom line, guys, I've kept my costs low, and went through a little bit of a tough time, and thank God for all nutrient kept my costs lower. I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I'd probably be working at Costco. So I can't sing the praises of it enough. I don't get a paycheck from all nutrient. You don't get a paycheck from all nutrient. We just love all nutrient.
No, but it works out. The reason why it attracted me was the client experience. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing anyway. So whether, some products we use them, we like them. Some products we use them because they're popular. Some products we use them because we don't know no better. Or we see that there is a societal demand for these kind of products, and that's really what it comes down to. From the client's perspective, if somebody has sensitivity, but they're still vain enough, they want to get their hair colored, they want to present themselves, they want to look good, to feel good, we would be remiss if we can't offer that. Okay. We used to, back in the day, hand them coffee stirs.
I was going to.
And tell them to go to town. We used to hand them the back of the applicator brush and tell them to go to town. Some clients used to request the tail comb, the metal tail comb, and they'd be poking away at themselves. It was the amount of pain somebody's willing to go through to feel better, to look better. There is no limitation on that whatsoever. That's very real. So having an option that's more gentle, huge to the client experience. The other thing is it's impressive when you're getting compliments from clients, when they're singing you praises. Mm-hmm. Usually clients will tell you they love you, they like you, this and that. But then you'll have, you forget those because you get stuck on the ones that you have to redo, or you get stuck on the ones that are complaining, or you like certain clients, but you hate the fact that they're always saying the color doesn't last, the color always fades, Is it the client's fault, or is it the color's fault, or is it your fault? It's one of those three things, or it's a combination of all three. Well, if we can eliminate the color part of it, then it's either me or the client. Well, if I can learn to apply, I can go to classes, I can learn the technology, I can study more, I can figure out how to balance out the color better across the hair shaft. Now I'm eliminating my part of it too. Now we're only stuck on the client. The client's always going to be the ultimate variable. You're never going to be able to get them to do the same thing consistently all day, every day. So what it comes down to is you're setting them up for the best success. The color is going to protect itself from itself and them. It's going to last for as long as possible. With that said, then you've got the retail components in there, the retail products in there as well. The retail products are very simple. They don't have fragrance. They have natural scents. They don't have the preservatives. They have natural preservatives in them. Majority of the retail is vegan based. That's how much easier and more gentle the ingredients are in the products onto the heads. For somebody who has sensitivity, that is the world of difference. First, nowadays, a lot of the styles are requiring more natural looks. The 80s and 90s and 2000 styles are starting to creep back in, you know, and the big hair and the hairsprays and the bangs and all that.
Oh,
But right now, it's still with a twist. People don't want the heavy alcohol contents or the VOCs or the whatevers, you know, the ST40s and all that stuff. They want cleaner ingredients. They want to have fun with the styles they're trying to recreate and capture or discover themselves for the first time. It fits. And I like their retail line because it's simple. It's categorized.
and it does what it says.
And it does what it says. It's not the fanciest, but it's the most simple looking, the most clean looking, you know, the most, yeah, it really is user friendly. It very much is user friendly.
It's pretty straightforward. There isn't a lot about, you know, the retail line, there's a lot of it, but it is each product has its purpose, and there isn't any, you know, fancy, like you said, fancy packaging. It's pretty much straightforward packaging, and it does what it says, which is important to me as a retail product. And that's what I tell my clients. I put it in their hands. I said, it does what it says. I mean, what more could you ask for from a product?
Well, the price point is very reasonable as well, too.
That was my next
I put it in a mid-grade price point.
It is a mid-grade
price. It's not low. I'd put it in a reasonably mid-grade price point. You're looking anywhere in the $15 to $25 range.
Right.
Is that right? 15 to 25 or 20 to 30?
20 to 30.
20 to 30? So
20 to 30. Yeah, I would have to look. It's Tuesday morning and I'm not engaged.
Either way.
My brain is not kicked into that part of the world yet. But
yeah, I'd put it mid-grade, you know, mid-range. It makes sense. And they're reasonable sizes too.
Yeah.
They're usually about 12 ounces. You know, but the 80% of the product is a 12-ounce bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's, you know, I can't, all I can say is the all nutrient products do what it says they do. And what more could you ask for? And yeah, can you cocktail the products and all of that? Absolutely. I cocktail like there's no tomorrow. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. And then I'm like, oh, wow. But, you know, all nutrient, just to put it all in a nutshell, all nutrient really does make not only sense for the client and the client experience, the long term of all nutrient for the client with all of a sudden your client will come to you after 2 or 3 touch-ups and be like, my hair hasn't felt this good in a long time.
Yeah, sure.
You know, why doesn't my hair feel all roughed up like when I was using the other color? And then you break it down into the ingredients, you know. Yeah, it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned with all nutrient, and it makes perfect business sense. I think that once you get educated in it, and that's a buzzword, I get that. But once you get educated in all nutrient and really understand what it is, as far as the color and then the products and everything else that goes with all nutrient, you can't lose. It's not a lose.
I'll tell you this way, as far as the education goes, at least for Illinois, okay? HCB Beauty, I'll throw a sales pitch out there for the education. HCB Beauty, who we are, we're the local distributor for the state of Illinois. We do not, I mean, yeah, we have the opening packages and the opening deals, but if you're interested and you want to try it out, get it open stock. Just get a couple of tubes of color that you want. Try it for yourself or try it for your client. Get a couple of bottles of retail. Try it for yourself. Try it for your client. Come take a class. You don't have to buy in to be eligible to take a class. Give us a call. Reach out to us. I'll have a conversation. You'll have a conversation. We will have a conversation with you. And we'll talk to you about it. And we'll help you see if it fits your business situation and your scenario for your clientele. I mean, we've even helped place clients with stylists in the area and the accounts in the area as well, too.
Right.
And if it matches up, it matches up. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But a consultation is a little bit of time. That's it. It's complimentary. We do it all the time. We are here to help. That's the whole point of everything. That's what we're doing. So that's all nutrient. That's a review of it. That's a breakdown. Should you carry it? I'm going to say yes. I think you should look into it. I think you should do your research about it. Definitely.
Yep.
And then go from there and see if it fits. In the meantime, May 11th, we're going to be back in Downers Grove. So we're going to be doing waxing this time, and we're doing another encore presentation for the head spa services. So the March program went exceptionally well, and it's by request. We're coming back to do it again. So if you're a stylist that does waxing services, or you're an esthetician that does full body waxing services, and you want to check out some new techniques, some updated products, and some approaches for doing it for clients who have sensitive skin, that's going to be the morning half of May 11th in Downers Grove. Go to hcbbeauty.com, check it out. The head spa is going to be in the afternoon, same day on May 11th, same place in Downers Grove. For those of you that didn't make it the first time, here's your second opportunity to do it by request. For those of you who came the first time, you wanted to come back and see it again a second time because it's like going to see a movie on opening weekend. You want to go 2 days in a row. You liked it so much the first time, right? So same thing, hcbbeauty.com. Register for that as well, too. If you have any questions, leave us a comment. Let us know. Reach out to us. Have fun. Go out there. Make a difference. One client at a time.
See you next week, guys.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.